So we've all had our fair share of D&D campaigns and DMs who have just done a bad job at delivering a story, at delivering a fun combat experience, and at delivering the fantasy experience in general. I have had my bad campaigns as well. I have definitely done some bad D&D campaigns. I literally had my campaign party members fight Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and the Dark Knights Batman from Batman Dark Knights. Now, I want to go ahead and point out that this specific campaign that I'm talking about was run by my girlfriend's brother. He took it very personal that we did not like this campaign. I don't care. Love him. But hey, let's go ahead and dive into why it was bad and what made it so shit. So, I want to go ahead and start it off with the setting. We were at a small village in the mountainside where there was a manor, like a mansion, a little bit away in the mountain that was overrun by undead vampire elves, I guess. So cool. And it turns out that one of the players' characters' backstories was the entire point of the entire story arc. So in order to have that happen, the character needed to be present, thus the player needed to be present, and the player was not present. She did not play at all. The player never showed up, and the DM did not know what to do about it. So he had a black dragon suddenly show up and attack the village. And we were confused about that because black dragons generally by standard are very strong. So level 1 characters are not very fit to combat a black dragon. Turns out the black dragon is the person who owns the mansion and needed us to get the elven vampires out of there. So we went up there and we were going around this spooky little makeshift place that he had set up for us. And we didn't fight a single elven vampire. We fought a lot of just random shit. And then it turned out that my girlfriend's character was farting to kill. He just liked it. He thought it was cool that she could fart and kill stuff. So he would have her roll to kill things with her farts. Yeah. So I did not like it. But it turned out I really liked my character. His name was Articus Beekler. He was an Eric Cochran penguin character who would swim at the swim speed, the same speed as the flight speed that the Eric Cochrans have. So I was like a water character, and plus he would wear like a suit and a monocle and had a fucking cigar and talked in a New York accent, and only a sorcerer, only used ice magic. Now, Mr. Beekler ended up helping everybody to take care of this problem, and the dragon ended up fighting a gold dragon that was evil, which also isn't very standard. It's not standard for a black dragon to be good or lawful good in any capacity, but it's D&D, you can do whatever you want. Okay, cool. So I thought it was fine for him to do that. It turns out next session now we are just completely employed by this dragon, and the most Doctor Who way. The technology of his universe that he crafted does not make any sense. I call it Doctor Who because it's really weird. We live in this D&D universe, fantasy realm that he crafted, that refrigeration and televisions are invented already, but the wheel isn't. Or it's something stupid small, something that's required for the rest of the technology to exist. And I thought that was a very weird and confusing concept. It made me feel really out of reality and not really in touch, where half of modern technology existed, but the other half was incredibly medieval, and there was just technology missing out of modern age. So we ended up doing a Halloween episode because it was around Halloween time. We did a Halloween session, and we ended up going to this forest, and I thought we were going to do something special, something that wasn't going to be weird. Maybe we went after some kind of skinwalker or some kind of other creature or entity that would provide some kind of enticing combat or story development for our characters, and it turns out, no, that never happened. We ended up fighting basically urban legend creepypastas like the Slender Man and SCPs and stuff. I did an I did 2 SCP one-shots that I just crafted from scratch that I really enjoyed, that everybody really seemed to enjoy when I played them. Now, they were solely just SCP. You're not bringing a D&D character into an SCP one-shot. You're not playing it like it's medieval. You're not playing it like you have spells. It was actually very funny. It was supposed to be a short one-shot, no long-term investments, right? So it was kind of weird to throw SCPs and other creatures like I don't even know all the creepypastas. It wasn't just SCP. It was a lot of creepypasta stuff. Like that, I'm not well versed in creepypasta, like Slenderman and various other creepypastas, like Jack whatever, or like the Dodd, Smile Dodd or something. I'm not well versed in that category. I don't have a ton of knowledge in it. But to throw that as our Halloween thing and then to have it not go into our story whatsoever, I'm confused. It feels like we're not progressing. I did not know what the fuck was going on. So then the next session was we have to go introduce a new player. We had a new player with a new character. We were just going to throw them into this shitstorm that was happening. And by God, we had to go to the black market to meet up with this character. I said, why? He's like, oh, just you have to, because we're going there. I said, why? Why does my character care? You know, like, what's the incentive? Why does my character want to go there? So we had this outside discussion where I tried to get my character more into the campaign. I said, okay, for the black market thing, how about my character is looking for a white dragon. I forget the organ name, but like the organ where they have their breathing like attack, where I'm trying to find that in order to surgically implant it into myself or something, just to try to be a part of what's going on here. And we showed up to this black market, all confused as fuck, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And suddenly, this is how he described it as a DM. There's kids running around with AK-47s that are shooting spells. I was like, okay. He gave me a minigun that shoots fireballs because I said, are there any stronger weapons around? You know, being a dickhead, I wanted to find something better than an AK-47. So he gives me a minigun, and I'm like this. Okay, let's pull something up here real quick. Rate of fire average minigun, 3,000 and 4,000 rounds per minute. Okay, so 60 seconds is one turn. Okay, so we want to know how many shots we're shooting in 6 seconds. So for 1 second, you're shooting 50 rounds. So let's times 6 shots. You're shooting 300 rounds in a single action. This is what I was basically trying to say to him. So I was like, okay, so the damage for fireball, right, of 300 shots, and each fireball does 8d6 damage, then actually it's 300 times 8. It's 2,400 dice you have to roll for damage. Alright, so 2,400 dice, 300 shots in 6 seconds, 2,400 dice at 8,445 damage. In 6 seconds, you could kill a Tarrasque in a single fucking turn. That's the moment I decided I wasn't going to take this seriously. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. We're just going places. There's no story. There's no plot. There's no characters doing anything. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to stop playing. And unfortunately, that's just how that ended. Now, I think it was really badass that I had an ice sorcerer penguin man with a monocle and a top hat and a fucking cigar holding a minigun that could shoot fireball spells. Yes, I thought it was really cool. However, that's all it was. That was my worst D&D experience. I would like to know yours. If you want to go in the comments section, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and just tell me your worst D&D experience. Let me know what you think. Have a wonderful night. And if you don't want to have a wonderful night, do whatever you want. Bye.
Complete.